everybody, and welcome back to Griffin, Indiana, with me, Chad, from CBW Farms. We're here for episode number 6 already, and as you can see, the long music montage I had there with the Speedies, we're on day 2 of spring, so we're doing a lot of contracts to build our money up, and as you can see, we're up to just about 207,000. And we're just going to try to get this contract done real quick, and thought I would chat with you guys for a while and see how it's going on your end. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. I know I'm having a good day. I got pigs are all fed, and my lawn at home is all mowed. I got one pig site I got to mow yet this week, and hopefully tomorrow I can get that done. But tomorrow evening I do have to sort more fat hogs again. It'll be Wednesday evening tomorrow. So yeah, another 160 head that'll be going Thursday morning. And I just got new baby pigs in again at a different site now this time. I got 1,019 pigs in yesterday morning at 5 a.m. So by 6 o'clock in the morning I had 2 loads in. That gave me my 1,019, and well, they look good so far anyway that they just started. And so hopefully they grow good. And they're feeder pigs this time, not isoweans, so they're a little bit bigger. They're, I think, 57-pound average is what they weighed coming off the truck. So yeah, 2 sites got new pigs in, and 2 of my sites have fat hogs in right at the moment that we're selling out of both of those sites. So yeah, like I said, this weekend I have 1 more load, and that's Thursday morning to sell. Next week, I'm guessing I'll have 2 or 3 loads to sell of fat hogs. No new pigs coming in for the next few weeks anyway again, until we get a couple of those other sites emptied out. They're not very big sites, but they got 1,200 head in each of them. I mean, minus what we've already sold out of there, which isn't very many so far, but about 800 left in each of the 2 sites. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get them emptied out and get the new pigs in before harvest rolls around. So yeah, I'd like to get some videos out for you guys, some vlogging, and show you the farm a little bit. As you know, I mean, if you're new to the channel, you might not know, but I am a real-life farmer in northwest Iowa. Most of what I do is raising pigs. I have roughly about 7,500 pig spaces that I take care of right now, so that keeps me busy with incoming and outgoing. But like I said, hopefully before the field work comes this fall, with the harvest, that I have all my new pigs in, and that the pigs are healthy, and so a lot of chores and sorting off little pigs that fall behind a little bit and giving them shots, and just trying to keep everybody healthy. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time, I guess. So I do apologize for the delay in the videos. So far on this video, I've spent about 5 hours recording. Well, not recording, but 5 hours making this video up to this point, just because of all these contracts, and they take time. And for me, it's rare to hire a worker. As you can see, I'm doing this somewhat cheaty with my drawbar attachment on this cultivator, so I'm going 16 miles an hour, but I'm doing it all myself. Like I said, hiring a person, it takes them so long to turn around, and then they don't do a very good job anyways. So yeah, there's that. Again, like I was saying, my daughter gets married this weekend, so looking forward to that. It's going to be hard on this old fart farmer, I guess, but seeing my baby girl get married, even though she's 24 now, and has a baby, and has a stepson. So yeah, but they are coming home tonight. They should be here in the next couple hours, I guess, from recording this. So anxious to see them. They live in western South Dakota, as I've mentioned on earlier videos. And hopefully a bunch of my other kids can make it home for her wedding too. It's going to be a pretty small wedding, a kind of a private wedding with mostly just close family. And that's about it. And that's kind of what they wanted, I guess. So that's alright too. Nothing wrong with that. There, we got that contract done. Let's go into our menu here. There it is. I had to think for a second. And we're complete. Not a very big contract there. But as for cultivating, as you can see, we have field 30 left to do. Field 6 and field 8, which are kind of on the other side of the map, anyway, from where we're at. We're way in the northwest corner. Or northeast corner, I'm sorry. Where did I just see that? Let's do this field 30 contract. It's going to be a fairly good size one, but like I said, being on seasons, it's a little hard for gameplay to, for making content for you guys to see a bunch of variety. So I apologize that you've seen a lot of cultivating on that, 6-minute video. Oh shoot, there goes the sign. But that 6-minute music that you had to listen to, I tend not to do that, but I'm trying to play this through on ×1 speed, so it gives us more time to do stuff during the day. I can't quite bring myself to do it ×5. I know a lot of guys do it that way, and they only get so much done per day, and it's probably a little more realistic on how many jobs they get done per day. But for me, we need the money. We need to build up our farm. We need to buy ground. We need to get more animals. And with with the seasons, it takes so long for animals to do much for us. So please bear with me, and we'll get there. All right, make the curve here. And if you notice with this cultivator, if you try pulling out, I'm going to knock over. Oh, I didn't knock over that sign. But this cultivator, if you pull it through a field, even up like this, it pulls through slow. I don't know why it does that. It's just a little bit of a glitch in the mod. I love the cultivator otherwise, but... Alright, let me check my mini-map here. And we are right by field 30. And we'll unfold. We'll kind of drive through the lawn here. Let me get rid of that screen. I don't know, you always got to put this cultivator up, then you can put it back down again. I do like the corn stalk textures on this map. I know there's several maps that have the custom textures like Griffin does here. That's one thing I like about it. It's got custom soil textures and really a nice multi-terrain angle on the, as you can see behind the cultivator or whatever, the nice the ground textures that we have when we work the ground. So that is something I really do like about this map. With the corn stalks, it's a lot easier to see where you're going to. But anyhow, back about the pigs just a little bit. I know I've had a few questions on different live streams that I've been on about how much is a fat hog in Iowa worth. Well, I really don't get to know that much information. I physically don't own the pigs. I take care of the pigs. I custom feed them for companies and for private investors. So I don't get in on any of the marketing of it. I kind of watch the mercantile just a little bit, and it'll show. I haven't even looked lately, but it was around $70 a pound, and that's dressed weight. But it's just a guesstimation. A fat hog will bring about $250 to $300, because you do get premiums when you sell them at packers. If fat content is nice and low like they like. I prefer fat on my pork when I eat it, so I don't eat a lot of our pigs because they grow them so lean and so efficient nowadays that the flavor to me isn't there as well as it used to be in the past, when you made a pig fat. I mean, even cattle are kind of getting that way too, that they want everything really efficient, which is understandable because the owners need to make money, and they have people, nutritionists that gauge all of this stuff really well. So I understand their point, but to me, pork don't taste as good as it used to back in the 80s, I guess I would call it, growing up, where you had more fat content on a pig, but it's more healthier to eat, though, too. And in our pigs, we don't use any growth hormones. Cattle, when I raise cattle, too, or used to, we used to give hormones to the cattle to make them grow. We gave them implants in their ears, and, but pigs don't have that. They get feed additives that make them eat a little more. It's not really a drug. It's called Skysis is the one that we use now. We did use Paline about a year ago or so. That one I didn't care for so much. It kind of made the pigs really hyper when they, you started doing it when they were just about fat. You gave them Paline, and they really grow fast. But with that, and the industry is going away from it now, thank goodness. And it was really hard on the gates that are in the barn and on feeders and even other pigs. They would get so hyped up. It'd be like a little kid drinking a lot of Mountain Dew, I guess you would call it, or whatever. They get pretty hyper, but those pigs grow so fast that their hearts can't take it. So loading pigs sometimes gets a little stressful on the pig, and you tend to lose a few more, during transport to the packing plant. So like I said, it's good that the growers are going away from that now. Skysis is a little more natural than what the Paline was. It does, it kind of stimulates growth. My understanding of it is, I'm no expert on it. I just know it's in the feed. I don't even control when that comes in the feed. Usually we're about 2/3 of the way through the growth stage or whatever when the budget, the feed budget we call it, goes through it. So yeah, they put the Skysis in, and like I said, it promotes them to eat more, which helps them grow more too, I guess, or better. So yeah, we use that. They don't grow near as fast as what the Paline was, but they still grow pretty fast. Typically, when we get feeder pigs in, little pigs in, not the babies, but the mid-sized pigs, or the smaller pigs, but not the babies, it'll take about 90 days from when they come in to fatten them up. So you get a group of pigs, let's say, my 1,200 head barns that I take care of, you got 1,200 pigs. It takes normally about 90 days, and you start selling what we call the first cut of pigs. We go through and sort out the biggest pigs. Sometimes I mark them myself. Yeah, in two of my sites, I have to mark the pigs myself and make the judgment, what's a fat pig, and you don't want them to grow too much before the next week, or and get them too big either, because you get docked if the pigs get too fat. But the other two sites I take care of, we have someone that comes in and marks the pigs for us, which is a lot less stress on us, other than we have to wait for somebody to come in, because we pre-sort our pigs is what we call it. We go through the pens, and there's an area of the pen where we can lock up the fat hogs, basically, that we sort out. And we try to do that a day or so beforehand. That it's a lot of stress on a pig to sort them. They kind of pile up on each other a little bit, and they're not used to that activity, and so it's nice to do the pre-sorts of 3 of the 4 sites we can pre-sort out of. The 4th site, they mark the pigs, and we sort as we go, you kind of call it. We sell the pigs, they load on the truck as we sort them out. We have a couple guys in the pens, getting them into the alleyway inside of the barn or whatever, and then we got one person that usually runs them to the truck, and then the trucker puts them where he wants them on the truck. But so like I said, it's a little more stress on a pig to do it that way, but some barns just aren't designed for pre-sorting. That's just kind of the way it is, I guess. And with the pre-sorting, it typically one load will take you about an hour to pre-sort, with 2 to 3 people doing the sorting. And then you got another, I would say normally it takes about a half an hour to load a semi-load of pigs, which is typically between 160 to 180 head. Different companies do it different. But with the non-pre-sorting site that I take care of, usually you can load a load in about an hour. You kind of sort as you go, but there you got to make sure you have enough help available, at the time that the truck is there to do that. But, yeah, I mean, the nice thing about it is you don't worry about it until 5 minutes before you load the truck. Where the pre-sort barns, you're thinking of it a day or so before. When am I going to have the help around to sort these pigs? And a lot of it me and my wife do ourselves. My son typically helps me sort pigs, and a friend of ours helps too. But my son right now, this time of the year, he works for a guy that hauls slurry out of both dairies and out of pig barns. So they are out. As of Monday this week, they took off to South Dakota and starting their first job for the fall season already. And usually once silage starts getting chopped, which is about now, I mean, farmers are chopping silage and that for dairies. So the dairies will come first. A lot of the pig manure goes on bean stubble, so they got to wait for beans to be harvested. And some of the beans are starting to turn ripe right now. I mean, they got a ways to go. It'll be about another month yet before some of the first fields are starting to get harvested, which is early. I mean, we're probably about 2 weeks ahead of time, but we had a really dry spring this year, so crops got planted early, and we had a warm spring, so the ground temperatures were up good, so everything's ahead of time this year. In fact, even a lot of the silage cutting, has been going on for about a week now or so. The dairies have been chopping, and the cattle feedlots, for beef cattle have been chopping silage too, so things are ahead of schedule, so that makes it a little more hectic for me on these pigs right at the moment going out. Since I said my son works for that gentleman that hauls slurry, now that they are starting to haul already, it takes him away from helping me. And that friend of ours that helps too, he also works for that same guy. They're friends of each other. And we can sort really efficiently together, so I'm going to miss those guys here this fall. And even though I probably get about 12 more loads, I'm just guesstimating, of fat hogs to go out before harvest yet. Between the two sites that have the fat pigs in it right now. Getting the pigs in, that I can do by myself. I just basically, I get the barn ready to go. We have to have power washers come in to wash and disinfect the barn, and then, we only get about a day or so to do any maintenance to the barn while the pigs aren't in. If you got any fine tuning to do to your, some welding and fixing of stuff, it's a good time to do it while it's empty. So yeah, you got, basically they try to do it in a 3-day turnaround where you soak the barn, wash the barn, repair the barn, and have it ready for new pigs. Lately we've been getting lucky that we've had about a week between turns. So there's a little bit of relaxing in between. We try to get all the stuff done that we need to get done, but it's not so hectic to do, plus do the other chores that we have. The other sites still have to be watched after also. So yeah, like I said, 2 sites left to go, 2 small sites I would call it, left to finish getting rid of the fat hogs and getting new pigs in before our harvest starts. For us, we just have soybeans and corn. We don't chop any silage, so we don't have to worry about that, so we gotta wait for the corn to mature. Corn is pretty green now yet. I mean, the ears are yellow, and the kernels on the ears are all pretty well dented now, and starting to get hard, but not overly hard yet, so they're not ripe, I'd call fully ripe yet, but that'll be coming soon too. And a thing that can slow us down a little bit though will be, typically when we do soybeans, we harvest a couple fields and it's kind of tough going because the stems are so juicy yet, even though they're ripe. So it's nice to have a frost kind of come through and kill the plant. It makes it go through the harvester so much easier and cleaner. And, we got to do a bunch more settings for that when that comes. But, and if you get, this year we're getting quite a few weeds in our fields too. Late season weeds that are coming. But there too, that's probably because we worked the ground a couple weeks earlier, and so the weeds, they're starting to poke through now. I mean, they're not dirty fields by any means, but those weeds tend to stay green when their crop turns brown, basically. Until we get a frost. So typically, like I said, part of the way through soybeans, we get that frost that kills things off, but we might not have that this year. So combining the soybeans might be a little tougher to do this year. We won't be able to go quite as fast. Typically, when we combine our soybeans, we go about 4.5 miles an hour. 4 to 4.5 is about it. We have a 30-foot bean head on our combine, or a cutter head, and so it takes 12 30-inch rows is what we take, but we program it to do it diagonally across the field. We don't go with the rows, except for our headlands we do, but and that helps it feed better too if you go at an angle, I guess, in the field. But so like I said, it could be a little bit of an interesting fall that way, and it can still get hot while we're harvesting beans. Yeah, we can still have 80s to low 90s while we're harvesting. So yeah, you got to keep your equipment so it stays cool. Those engines work pretty hard, so and you get dust buildup in the radiator and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff to watch there. So yeah, it's kind of a fast-moving year for CBW here, and all farmers as far as that goes. And fortunately, we've had a bunch of rain lately, so that's been making the crops stay greener longer too. We kind of had a dry June, which hurt us a little bit. Our yields aren't going to be, this ain't going to be a record-breaking year this year, but everything stayed looking good, and that we had timely rains. They weren't very many, and it wasn't very much, but it could have been a lot worse. But yeah, in fact, the other night we had a thunderstorm come through, and I know a lot of parts in our area had 3 inches of rain, so that was definitely much needed. But now we're kind of getting to that point. Rain ain't going to help us much, other than for ground moisture for next year. Obviously, it'll help, and it'll help pulling tillage equipment through the ground too if it's a little damper. Really dry ground is hard on your points on your chisel plows and rippers, and where a little more moist ground pulls a lot easier. So yeah, lots of things to learn. Like I said, hopefully I can get myself a GoPro here in the next little while, and I can show you some of our equipment, and hopefully this fall I can record a little bit. I don't know how much I'll do, being my first year of trying to record videos, and and trying to figure out how to edit on a PC and all that. I know there's great videos on YouTube to watch to how to do all of that stuff, so I'll have to practice up and watch a bunch of videos and learn, I guess. And so I don't know how great my first videos will be. They probably won't be very long. I'm hoping 10 to 15 minutes, and to catch a variety of stuff that we're doing, and but I don't want to infringe on the privacy of the friend of mine who I farm with. I more or less work for him, and so a lot of this is his ground and his crops that you'll be seeing. So I don't want to say, hey, gee, they have great looking crops or they have bad looking crops or anything like that. We have average looking crops, so I want to show the processes of what we kind of do and what we go through, and hey, we got this contract done. I managed to talk long enough. Alright, we only got a couple more cultivating contracts and then we're caught up. Let's get on harder surface and then we'll go faster. I believe we have field 6 and 8 we can do, which 6 is just down the road here. That's kind of a bigger field too. I just kind of want to get these cultivating contracts caught up in this video is my main goal, and I might have a surprise for you at the end here. We might be building something. I'm not going to say what yet, and I've already got the thumbnail made for this video, so I know that doesn't show what it is either. Ha ha ha. Just going to have to wait and see. Nothing too spectacular. I think this is field 6. No, this is field 32. Sorry. We'll do field 6 later on our way back. Oh, there's Farm Dog Jim has to chime in too. They must have saw their shadows again. This will go on for a while. I'm sorry about that. We'll go and do field 8. That's a small field. Maybe I'll do field 32 off of camera. Or 6 off camera, I'm sorry. I'm concentrating on these dogs barking. I could tell them to be quiet, but they don't listen, so... Again, I apologize. Farm Dog Jim likes to be heard. He likes to be loved, too. He's kind of spoiled. Now he came in the office here. Now he's going to look out the window and bark. Hey, buddy. Hi. There's the beady little eyes. Alright, we're ready to go here. Let's go back here. Let's get our $3,800. And let me make sure I get the right field here. Field 8. It's only $1,400. This won't take us long. Like I said, with seasons, being a content creator, it's kind of a challenge. You know, you see a lot of guys, when they do their content, they don't play with seasons. You'll see more of it, I think, with live streams. You know, so those guys are chatting with you, kind of like I am now, but they're interacting with you guys while they're doing these jobs. So, heck, most of the time when I watch a live stream, if they're doing this, I don't hardly see what they're doing. I'm watching what everybody else is typing and kind of trying to join along, I guess. So, I'm hoping to have my first live stream. It'll still be on PS4, even though I have a PC. I'm hoping to figure out how to do it on PS4. I might have a little bit of a test video here sometime in the next week or so, but I'm hoping to do it on my birthday on 9/11, which will be a Saturday. I'm hoping to do it in the morning if I can get done with chores on time. If I can get done around 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, I would like to do, you know, maybe just an hour stream, 2-hour stream. Just depends how it goes, I guess, but try to have your calendars open, you know, if it works for you, you know, depending what time zone in, what country you're in. And I mean, I know a lot of my subscribers are in the UK area, you know, Norway, Sweden, and England, and all over that way. So I like to, you know, cater to them guys a little bit too, where it'll be, you know, mid-afternoon for them. And I know a weekend stream, I don't expect a lot of viewers or anything like that, because people have family and things going on, and like my buddy Bruce, you know, from Bruce's Gaming always says, you know, real life first. So, you know, don't feel obliged. That's why I don't want to make a really long stream out of it. So you guys can, you know, go back and play through it also if you can't catch the stream. You know, sometimes a 3-hour stream is kind of a hard video to watch after it, you know, after it airs or whatever. But I mean, I kind of do that with a very few select channels or whatever. If I happen to miss a live stream or miss parts of it, I guess, because like I said, with all these fat hogs going out right now, I tend to miss parts of the main ones that I watch are kind of, you know, around, I would call 3 o'clock my time zone and Central Time Zone. They kind of start basically during great daylight hours for us, so it's hard to kind of get the lawn mowed, and you know, usually the chores I can kind of get done in the morning. I try to get through my pigs in the afternoon. I mean, I don't do much with them, but other than check that they got feed and water and ventilation, that's the main key if there's nothing major going on with any illnesses or anything like that. But, so yeah, I try to watch, you know, Bruce's Gaming and Jelsa Farmer a lot. I prefer those two channels that are kind of my go-to guys. I really want to see a farming trucker more. He's based in the UK there also, and I know for him, for his time, it would be for me, it would be like 9 o'clock in the morning, and that's my busiest time of the day, and I love listening to him, and I would love to be in more of his live streams. He's taken this week off. He's on vacation, or holiday, I guess, and So, which is understandable. Everybody needs a break away. But so I feel bad that I don't make it to much of his streams. I hope to hop in for a few minutes in between sites or something like that, but try not to do it while I'm driving, I guess. I have a lot of miles I make. I drive probably about 40 miles in the morning between pig sites. You know, a couple of my sites are only about 5 miles away from where I live. They're not on my yard. None of them are on my yard where I live, but yeah, I got one that's, 11 miles, 12 miles to the south of us, and I got one that's about 15 miles to the east of where I live. So it's a kind of a long haul between those two sites. They're opposite directions of each other also, but so yeah, a lot of my morning gets kind of busy, and I like to keep up with a bunch of friends. A bunch of my subscribers on this channel have great channels, and I try to make some time of the day to watch some of their Let's Plays. I don't get to watch many of them because, like I said, by the time I get done with work and then those live streams happen that I try not to miss, and then that gives me a few hours in between to kind of watch a few Let's Plays and eat supper and spend time with my family and stuff like that. So I don't get to watch near as much as I would love to. And so I apologize, guys. You know who you all are. That I try to make it into you, but sometimes it might be a week or so after you release your videos. But no, I do appreciate all my guys that have their Let's Plays also. John Linden would be one of them. Brian Boro Realty would be another one of them. That make great content. They got a couple of great Let's Plays going on right now, and like I said, it just sometimes takes me so much time to catch up with these guys, and I probably subscribe to too many channels. I don't watch near as many different ones that I used to watch. A lot of the bigger guys, I try to watch a lot of these small guys, and we've all been helping each other out immensely. Like I said, I'll shout out all day long. Rabid Rob, that's another channel. Please check him out too. He's got a great series also. He just harvested a lot and planted and harvested a lot of sugar cane in one of his last videos. And Call Me Blur, I try to watch him when I can. He mostly live streams. He doesn't do a lot of it, but he does a lot of farming simulator challenges. Rusty Money Gaming. Rusty's a real life police officer out of Nebraska. He's only a few hours away from me, and I've been becoming good friends with Rusty over my short career so far on YouTube here. I know more of my guys tend to watch Six Ashes. A lot of them prefer the smaller equipment, and the non-seasons also kind of makes it where they get to see a little more variety of things I do on there, which I don't blame them. I kind of have my preferences of how I kind of like to watch, different channels too, but it is what it is. I try to watch kind of anything and everything. Look out, car. There we go. Just about got ran over by a minivan there. There, another contract complete. All right. Well, we'll head over to field 6 and get ready. Like I said, I'll do that one off camera, I think, or beginning of the next episode. I might show you the beginning and the ending of it, maybe, or whatever, kind of like I did here. My next episode will probably have a bunch of planting in that one, planting and seeding. I'd like to get the new Case International 2150 planter out. And I know the ground temperature ain't warm enough yet for corn or soybeans that we can actually plant instead of seed. Excuse me. So it's more seeding going on, but there are some sugar beet contracts and stuff like that, which, even though the planting ain't no big deal, but I just don't want to have to do too many contracts this fall of harvesting sugar beets and that on council here, but I don't mind doing one or two here or there, I guess. They tend to pay out pretty well. Alright, field 6 is right beside us. I don't know why I still got my map on. I know right where we're at, right by our main farm. Alright. Lift it up, lower it down. That's ready to go. we're going to hop on over to the farm now. Okay. I have an idea. We'll walk over here. And as you can see, my thumbnail probably showed this. And my opening screen. So I apologize. It wasn't much to look at, but it is what it is. I didn't want to show another picture of a tractor and a cultivator or a tractor and a seeder. I've done plenty of them thumbnails already. But let's go into here. And let's go into landscaping. And kind of in here. I don't know how big of a footprint we're going to need. We're in sculpting. Let's expand that a little bit. Terrain can't be modified here. Let's smooth this out a little bit. We're going to make a square area here. Not very big. I don't claim to be a professional at any of this. We're smoothing it out. Is all I'm doing. I could have flattened it, which maybe I should have done. But I'd have to put up my help menu to help me with that, because I can't remember what button it is. I think it's circle, but I think. But anyhow, there's that. And what we're going to try to do, let's go under farmhouses. Let's see what we got available. Ooh, we got our shelves. Hey, it's only 20,000. I've been saving up for this thinking it was 100,000. I haven't looked. Ooh, it's got a bigger footprint than I thought. Oh, sorry. We need to go into our garage. And our rented house that we have, we need to get rid of that. Sell. Hoo-hoo, we get $49. Plus I got to collect off a contract too yet. Alright, shelves. Let me look at this a little bit. I want our house. I'd like our shed to be a little bit to that side. Yeah, of course, the direction I want to be, it ain't letting me put it. Let me pull up my help menu here. Let's get out of there. Let's go back to landscaping. Start landscaping. Alright, let's go about in the middle here. R1. Okay, I was way off on that. I'm holding my finger on R1 and trying to landscape this into flat. Doing it where it lets me. I might have to go back here just a little bit further. Let's go back this way. Ooh, now I gotta square that off again. Don't worry, our grass will grow back. And this grass is kind of just set up anyway. I'm going to put animal pens here eventually. Okay, hopefully that's flat now. Let's see if we can do this again. Aha! It's the direction I want. I don't want to be too close to that tree for getting machinery in or out. And it looks like we only got $14 worth of, your height, change your placement height. So, bingo. There we go. We got a house. We got our own house. We're not renting anymore. So we've accomplished that. Let's go back into landscaping. Let's go under painting. Now I got to find what texture. Oops, that's not the right button. That's the button. Let me shrink that a little bit. And that's not the right texture. That definitely not. Oh, there I bet it is. Yeah. Let's get ourselves a little driveway out here. And let's see if that'll let us, I don't know if it'll let us do the whole works or not. Get rid of that gravel there. The chickens are crowing. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but let's make that a little bit. Like I said, I don't claim to be a professional. Alright. Let's go over here. I need to go a little bit further. Let's put that into a square again. It ain't gonna let me drag it. Alright, we'll square that off. One more. We're just making it match our other gravel that's on the yard. There it jumped. I'm so glad Giants lets us do this. And I'm looking forward to it on Farm Sim 22 also. Put some more rock down here. Get that corner. There. Am I liking that width there? Yeah, that looks wide enough. I'll just square that up a little bit. There we go. Let's look at our new house. It ain't anything big or fancy, you know, thinking I got 5 kids and I'm living in a house, which is basically a log cabin. Here's our sleep trigger. You can see we're not tired. Oh, there's a door there. And don't let me open that one, does it? We got a table in here. We got a fire going. Pots and pans. Liquid soap. Was it Dawn? Except farm. Got our coffee cups. That's the main thing. I wish we had a coffee maker on there. Chad loves him some Joe. I'll play around a little more with this if I can get this rocked off. It ain't the end of the world. But yeah, with that being said, I think that's kind of going to be it for today. Like I said, I probably rambled on long enough. I'm sorry I talked so much about the pigs again and farming. But yeah, I know I tend to make these about an hour long, and I got to cut part of my video out. So I'm hoping that I'm under that hour now. And yeah. Well, I thank you all for coming. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It helps the channel out a bunch. You can surely share this with your friends. And if there's anything at all, like I said, I say it every time, anything you guys would like to see on this series or on my 6 Ashes series, please let me know. I'm open to any suggestions to make it as exciting for you guys as I can. Like I said, it's hard to do with the seasons on here and that, but I know some guys can do it good, but like I said, they'll use ×5. And there's our chickens. Chickens look pretty clean yet, so we don't need to clean them out. Like I said, that's a good thing about seasons. It seems a little bit slower, I guess. So, but again, for now, I think I'll leave you guys with this. And until next time, take care, everybody, and we'll see y'all later. Bye now, guys.